guys, Anna here. So today is our first installment of our community lot week, and we are building a day spa. So I would like to welcome you to the Oasis. This is a spa, but it's also kind of like a wellness center, a fitness center. It really has it all. It has places for your Sims to relax, and it has a really nice yoga room. It has spas. It has it has mud baths, it has saunas, it has like a gym. It's really like this modern playground of fun, and I really enjoyed how this one turned out. Now, I'm not a huge community lot builder by any mean. It's definitely this whole week, as you will see as we get on with the builds, I really struggled with some of these. I did a poll over on Twitter where I asked you guys what type of community lots you would like to see, and spa, cafe, and library were the top three. They were the top three choices that you guys chose. So that's what we are building this week. So today we are starting with this spa. Now, this is a modern spa here in Oasis Springs, hence why it's called the Oasis. I thought not only is it fitting because it's in Oasis Springs, but it kind of is fitting because of the style. It's a spa, it's a wellness center, it's an oasis, and it's an escape. And I really wanted that to be this for the Sim. I wanted this to be a place where your Sims could go and they would it's an escape. It literally has everything that they would want. Alrighty, so let's get into the build. It's coming on quite nicely. What we are doing is I'm using this eco lifestyle fencing, which is it's a detailed fencing, and I'm creating like an outdoor kind of seating communal area, and I think it really turns out great. We use a lot of the new Desert Luxe kit in this build, along with Spa Day and other modern type packs, as you can imagine. And so that'll come along shortly. We are doing the roof. Now, the roof in this home, in this lot, actually was quite challenging. So this front area, this kind of entry point to the build, it just didn't sit right. So in the end, I use platforms for the majority of the roof, and then I do keep this back roof piece intact, and that kind of combines the platform and the roof piece. It ends up being really lovely. We will see that in a bit as it unfolds. Okay, so a little bit more about this day spa. So the concept behind this day spa was the one thought that I had about this build. The only kind of form of, I would say, planning was that curve section. So that curve section, I really, really wanted to do a yoga room in a curve section. I just feel like I love the concept of having those tall glass windows flooding all this light into a space, and I just feel like to do yoga in such a open and airy kind of space, it just feels relaxing to me. It feels calm, and so that's what we ended up creating. So that was the main concept of the spa. That's the only bit of this I knew I wanted to do. The rest it was a bit trial and error. I kind of winged it with this one. And as you can see, we do use a lot of the Desert Luxe kit. The Desert Luxe kit is very much heavily used in this build. All the windows are from there. There's that slate. Is it slate or concrete? That flooring, that wonderful flooring. A lot of the outdoor furniture is used in that communal space. But yeah, those large angled windows helped so much to be able to flood light into certain areas of the spa. So like the massage rooms, like you'll see later on, they just look so inviting and open, and I really loved how this spa turned out. I would almost say, spoiler alert, it's probably my favorite community lot of this week. So I really hope you do enjoy the spa. We do have a cafe and a library coming on Wednesday and Friday, because as you guys know, I post 3 times a week over here on YouTube, but also on Twitter. Like, I post all of my, I post work in progress builds, photos. I post, advertisements for all of my builds. Like, over on Twitter, I'm definitely a very active person in the Twitter Sims community, over at Anna_Corner418, if you ever want to come by and say hello. So let's get really into the build. As you can see, I've kind of been a little bit rambling on while this has been happening. I changed the color scheme of this build a couple of times. So it started out at that, a lot of beiges and soft browns. We then moved more into solid browns and blacks and whites and what have you. And I think the black looks nice. I was worried it was going to turn out to be a little bit dark, but it kind of gives it a moody vibe that I really enjoy. As we are very much working out that floor plan, and as you can see, I wanted it to be spacious. So normally when I do a home, I don't mind it to be a little bit more, constricted and close together, like all the rooms. And I don't mind things being clustered. But when I did this community lot, I really thought about, okay, what if I was visiting this place in real life? What would make structural sense? So to me, very large landings, very large hallways, and things like that. Okay, so we do use marble flooring, and I believe I use the same flooring throughout the whole build. So regardless whether it's the bathrooms or whatever room it's in. I think it's the sauna I change, and I believe everything else is and I do have wooden floors in the yoga room. So this is the yoga room that we are working on now, and I use these really large kind of open, so that they're like an archway, but they're those sliding open doors that we got from the Desert Luxe kit. I think they're beautiful, and I believe that it probably isn't realistic to have those type of doors in a yoga room because you maybe would want to close them. And that's why I did use the sliding ones from Island Living upstairs in the massage room, because I believed that potentially you would want a little bit more privacy in the massage rooms than you would downstairs. And then we went with black. So originally I started with that soft beige, and then the whole build turned into more like a beige and black with kind of light flooring. And I actually really enjoyed how it turned out. Those Spa Days railings with the glass panels were really lovely. And I was able to use the Spa Day fences that have the glass paneling outside, and I just think it just adds a different texture, and it adds a bit of, I really love Spa Day for how modern and elegant the whole pack just is in general. So now we're doing the yoga room, and I started out and I was like, I don't even know how many yoga mats they require for a proper class. So I did just go with 8 and an instructor's mat, but this was the concept. This is the concept that I wanted. I wanted the instructor to be at the top of that curve section, and she just takes the class. We do add a little bit of furniture, this plant, and I really love that kind of, it looks like bamboo in like that beige pot. I love that piece. I don't actually use that quite often, but I've been using it quite a lot in my builds. I used it in my modern home that we saw last week, and I'm using it here again. And I just thought, why not put this, like the Spa Day kind of circle logo? It's called the Oasis, so it starts with an O. So I thought, a little bit of branding might go as far. And then I went with these Desert Luxe kit curtains, and I just put them on the outside. And the only reason I did that was to just for a little bit of privacy. But I also find that those curtains are very hard to place on the curved section, so I did just place it on the ends. All right, so landscaping in this build, it's very minimal, very, very minimal. And that's a little bit because it's a community lot, and I feel like with a community lot, maybe you wouldn't have as much landscaping as you would if it was a house. But the one thing that I really love about Oasis Springs is it just does have like pops of purple. I'm obsessed with it. I think they use the lavenders a lot in this world and what have you, but I saw these like purplish, pinkish flowers, and I thought these worked really well and I put them in front of this window because if you look through the window, you'll see those yoga mats have the same kind of purple in them. And I just think it matches. And I think when you've got a build that is so kind of, you've got the black and whites and the neutrals, it's kind of nice to have a pop of color. And then around the side, it's just very minimal. Just some greenery, just very plain. Some palm trees and what have you. But I think I also wanted to use a little bit of maybe more simplistic landscaping because I did not want to take away from this building. this building is the focal point. This is like, when I think of a community lot, I think it's important to sell it, right? Like when we think of a house, you know, we think to sell it as well. Like it's got to have I think they call it like street appeal. I want this building to have street appeal, you know, and that was a big thing about the community lots to me. I think more so than houses, it's harder to achieve that street appeal. All right, so now we're into the fun part, which is this outdoor area. And I love this space. I think is this my favorite space in the build? No, I think that's the yoga room. But this is a close second. I love how cozy it is. I love how intimate it is. I love the use of, obviously, the new kit, but also spa day. I really enjoy like using different packs and like integrating them. And I thought about like, what would I want in a space like this? And I was able to use lots of objects that I have never really used before. And I think that's why I've enjoyed building these community lots this week, because there's just so many things I wouldn't normally place. So we've got a mini fridge out here. We've got like a drinks tray and just some sitting areas. And I believe I put like a heater lamp out there. And yeah, it's just really nice and cozy and just, it's a little bit private as well, which is really nice. All right, so now we are working on that nail salon. So this is where you'll come and get your nails. Now this potted plant that you'll see here that I've sized up, I use that plant everywhere in this build. I have never thought to size this plant up, but it is so perfect when you do. Like it's the perfect size. And I feel like a lot of my modern homes now, I'm going to be using that plant. I think it's so nice. I didn't really know how to design a spa, and I was trying to think of some of the spas that I've used in the game when I've just like visited them with my Sims. And to me, like I thought it would make sense to always have like a bench, to have a bench in every space, to have sinks. And when I've been to a nail salon in real life, what have they had, and things like that. So that's that space, very simple. And then we have a tiny room over here, and this is the meditation room. And I didn't know whether to have the archway there or not, because I did feel that perhaps this was a space that maybe they would want privacy and quiet. But then I thought, it looks all right with an archway. And I think it was a nice little touch, because some of the spas that I had been to in the game didn't have a dedicated meditation room. And I thought, why not? It's a skill that they can learn. And I just thought it's great to combine that wellness with general spa activities and what have you. Community lot bathrooms. They're not. They're just standard. I mean, my house bathrooms are pretty standard too, might I add. But these are very standard, just what you need kind of things in there. We put some lockers because it is a requirement for the spa lot type. And that's why you've got that up there. Some of the pictures you'll see there will have that list of requirements, because as I build, like I need it there, because as I said, I don't normally build community lots. All right, we are upstairs, and this is the massage room. So we've got a really large massage room with 3 beds in here, and I've used these kind of wooden room dividers with the candles, and it's so moody. And as I said, those really large windows. I just love this spa. I love it so much, and it brings it back when I'm rewatching this, and I'm doing this recording now with you guys, and I'm in love. It's so pretty. Those beige curtains and how they're a little bit, they've kind of got like a linen fabric texture to them, and it's so lovely. We do squeeze a sauna in here, and I just moved the window because I feel like with a sauna, you want to have like a very minimal window with definitely a proper door instead of the archway. So we actually just divide that space and then create obviously the sauna and then a gym. So there'll be like a small gym next to the sauna. And then at the end of the hallway there, we did have like a little communal space. I didn't know what to put at the end of that hallway, so I felt that potentially just a couch and a locker would be suitable. Now this gym, I want to say that it's fancy, but it's really not. It's just some treadmills and a weightlifting machine. We don't end up keeping the boxing bag or anything. So yeah, just some mirrors, because I feel like you can't have a gym without a mirror. I think it was at The Sims 3 where they really interacted with the mirror. I don't know, maybe Sims 3, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but I believe there was a Sims game where like the mirror and fitness, there was something. Anyway, but ever since then, I've always put mirrors. And now we are in to the mud bathroom. So there are two. So how, as you can see, I'm fiddling around with it now, changing the walls and how I wanted to do it. So basically the concept is to have these two kind of private bathrooms that obviously have, baths in them so that Sims can have mud baths and kind of like, what are they, rose petal baths? Scented baths? I'm not sure, but in the end, we do change it so that the rooms are just next to one another, as you can see. And one is slightly bigger than the other, but I believe I fit the same amount of content like in each of the room. Yeah, I just believe that maybe they're positioned differently. I mean, I think that, yeah, that room has a fancy plant and the other one doesn't. It has more of a thinner plant. But that's about it. They're very identical. And I love these little rooms. I think they're great. As I said, unfortunately, looking back on this now, probably should have more public toilets in this build. We only have the 3 that are downstairs. But I mean, it's The Sims. I'm sure it'll be fine. But in real life, you would want to have more. So now I'm just adding the final touches on the spa. So we're just going around the space, and of course, we've got to add a sign out the front. And again, I went with the standard sign for the pack because obviously it had like an O or a circle, and I thought that was good. Just going around adding curtains to absolutely everywhere and some mirrors here in the downstairs bathroom. And this is it. This is the build today. I could just stare at this for hours. I'm really happy with this build. It was the first kind of community lot that I had attempted to build that I actually think that I somewhat succeeded in. And yeah, I just really love the nail salon, the massage room. That yoga room is my favorite room in the lot, and that communal space outside is really beautiful. And we do this on my tours. We definitely do. We use the teardrop and move items and what have you. But yeah, so let me know in the comment section down below what you think of today's build. And whether you would like to download this. I will definitely have it on the gallery. Now, fair warning, all of these community lots this week, they're probably expensive, so you may need to use some cheats to be able to obtain these community lots to put them in your game, but I definitely will make it a point to upload them to the gallery. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.